CCTV has accessed the police report and the complaint of Mehul Choksi. And we have with us Mr. Vijay Aggarwal joining us live. Mr. Vijay Aggarwal is a senior advocate and the counsel of Mehul Choksi in India. Now, your client, Mr. Aggarwal, has detailed his friendly relationship with Miss Barbara. Now, he admits that he knew this woman called Barbara and that she used to originally reside opposite his residential complex in Jolly Harbour, but later shifted to the Coco Bay Hotel. So essentially, he says that he knew her, right?
Yeah, from the very beginning. When did he say that he did not know her? I mean, you've spoken to me and your channel reached out to his wife also. No one has said that he did not know the lady. So our case has been that she's been made an accused in the complaint that my client has filed. So it is very, very clear that he's leveling allegations on her. His case is that she was a key person in the plot.
Okay. Now, he has mentioned some new details here, I see. He says that his lawyers were not allowed to meet him. And then he's alleging kidnap, all of which you have mentioned in the past, right? You have mentioned all of that in the past, but there's an interesting report, Mr. Aggarwal, and I wanted to bring that to your attention and get your response on it. There is a report in the Antiguan and Dominican media, and the headline of this report is, Mr. Aggarwal, how Mehul Choksi was arrested in Dominica, eyewitness clears the air. And there is a name of the eyewitness called Harry Barron, describing the arrest timeline of the incident, and he's spoken to the local newspaper there that Mehul Choksi started to run when the police approached him, which goes on to contradict your claim. How do you respond to this?
See, I do not know who Mr. Harry Barron is. Then then one has to look at the stand which the police has taken. There is no eyewitness. This is my understanding. No such eyewitness has been placed by the police before the Dominican court. So see, we are trial lawyers. Such chance witnesses and such strange witnesses come every time in different trials. So I'm not at all surprised, and it doesn't bother me. So people will come, people will narrate stories. So this Mr. Witness is well advised to go to the police. And the police, Dominican police, is well advised to take this stand in the Dominican courts. To my understanding, no such witness has been acknowledged by Dominican police at all during various court hearings. This is my understanding. See, Niranjan, the word truth and the word false, both of them have 5 letters, but none of the letter is common. Mr. Choksi has given the details. See, there are more details in this complaint if you see. He narrates the logic that why he was tortured, he was asked to give his bank accounts. On his person, when he was found, there was nothing, because it corroborates his story that his Rolex watch, his purse, his everything was taken away. Even 1,500 Caribbean dollars that he had were initially taken away, then returned, then given to the boatman. So he's given such finer details, and these finer details can really be checked, can be investigated in the digital era now through the cell site locations, through the CCTV footage, through the timelines. So please be clear. So it is not a story in air. So whatever his defense is and whatever his version of event is, it is likely to be investigated. Now Antiguan police is investigating it, but I really wonder what justice my client is going to get, because if it is a state-sponsored kidnapping, so I do not know how fair would the state be. But now it is very, very clear that it was a ploy after having failed in the Antiguan courts to get my client to India, but they committed comedy of errors. And because of that, nothing happened. Otherwise, we would have been talking. Mr. Mehul Choksi would have been in India illegally. So they have tasted success. My client, Mr. Choksi, was 4th in the row. So they had 3 successes in a row. But 4th time they got unlucky. In the recent past, we've seen the case of Christian Michel. We saw the case of Rajiv Saxena. We saw the case of Deepak Talwar. So they wanted to repeat it. But they said that, okay, we've been doing it with Dubai, so let us try our hand now with the Caribbean waters also, but in Caribbean waters, they fail.
No, but like you said, truth and false, constant. What is constant in both these words are the 5 letters. Now, what is also constant in two pieces that I put in front of you are that there may have been a story also spun. I'll tell you why, and you can respond to it. Point number 1, this report says that it was a rocky beach from where Choksi was captured while running away from the police, and I'm reading from the Antiguan report, media report, and then he might have sustained injuries after falling on the ground twice amid the chase. According to this eyewitness, Mehul Choksi was questioned by the police after arrest at the beach, later was taken into custody. That is one. Second, sources at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, where he was being held, unnamed doctors at this hospital have told Republic that a nail injury cited by lawyers, including yourself, is an old one, while other bruises could be new, and those are the ones that can be caused even by a slight push. Mr. Aggarwal, so was his legal team, and were you overplaying the injuries where, that you showed?
Niranjan, one doesn't have to, it is not a rocket science, and it is no-brainer. That please let us put, you put 2 things in front of me, let us compare both of them. The first person tries to explain injury by saying that these are the injuries from the fall. So injuries from the fall would be on the knee or the elbow. Are these the injury, the eye injury can be through the fall? The face injury can be through the fall. These electrical shocks injury and the teaser injuries can be through the fall. 1. 2 is that the face injury and the eye injury can be by holding. See the kind of injuries. See, there are a number of photographs coming, so maybe one photograph shows maybe half injury is new, half injury is old, and maybe he was hurt on his toe. So you cannot brush it aside. So you are only seeing a very, very small thing. Please look at the holistic picture. This man gives the details. This man, and you people have been smart enough to find out. I was surprised when you broke the news on your channel about the passports of those 3 people. Where are those 3 people? If Mehul Choksi has left with those people, then those people are accomplices. And today I have been told that in Dominican laws, the whole responsibility lies with the captain. Now, where is the captain of that boat which actually entered Antigua with Mr. Mehul Choksi? So that means, please see here, he is explaining that in fact, when that boat, there has been shifting between 2 boats, and when the final boat reached, he was made to stay in that boat, and ultimately Coast Guard came and took possession. So can these injuries be from the fall? Can these injuries be from the holding? This kind of injuries can be from the holding.
Good argument.
Are we kids?
No, good, very good argument.
Niranjan, it does not even merit your attention, let alone be mine.
Okay, very good argument, Mr. Aggarwal. You've argued that like a typical lawyer and a good lawyer. Let me tell you.
That's what I am.
Yeah, I know
That's
you
what
are.
I am.
I know you are. Now let me show you a picture. You spoke about pictures. Let me show you a picture of the man who's walking with Mehul Choksi. I'll ask my producers to just play that full frame, and I want you to look at this man very closely, okay? Let's show the picture of this man walking with Mehul Choksi. Yeah, this is the man walking with Mehul Choksi. The suspected individual on your screen, alleged to be one who created the entire blueprint of Mehul Choksi's escape from Antigua and Barbuda to Cuba. We are told by people who are aware that the intentions were to make the incident look like a kidnapping, so the police never searched for the real reason, while Choksi enjoys leisure with a cigar somewhere in Cuba, which I remember speaking to you about another man who was reported as Mehul Choksi's aide, and who also spoke about, I have his picture here. Let me see if I can open up his picture. Yeah, this, do you know this man? This man believed to be the same man seen in the picture. Yeah, do you see him?
Yes, I am able to see him, and once you stop, I'll respond one by one to everything that you said.
Okay, now this man is believed to, he was the first one quoted as saying that Mehul Choksi wanted to go to Cuba. Looks very similar to the man seen in this picture. Why shouldn't we ask if this was that was the original plan, and whether something changed in the original plan?
First of all, Niranjan, please take a look again, my dear. The 2 men are completely different. The man that you are showing in the picture.
Yes.
First of all, you do not know the date of the picture.
I know.
You do not know whether whether Mehul Choksi was arrested in the same clothes. Number 3, you do not know whether the picture is genuine or the picture there has been a Photoshop in the picture. And in case he is the man who planned everything, that he is an accomplice. So should the police be recording his statement, or should the police be arresting him, or should the police be producing him? Let us get the affidavit. Whatever documents I have produced the legal documents. 1. 2 is the other person that you just showed later on is a different person. He is chef of Mr. Mehul Choksi. His name is Govin. Earlier you were telling some different name.
Govin.
So the 2 persons, please be very clear in your mind that 2 persons are different, their names are different. The second person is Govin. He has not given his statement, and his lawyers have spoken to me. Very shortly, his lawyers are going to write to the various media houses who's been sending them the notice and initiating proceedings, because this man Govin, I've seen, he claims that he has never given any such statement, and he is still in Antigua. So 2 men are completely different. You can compare their faces, take a look again, and then tell your viewers that who is right.
Well, you know what we'll do is...
Their names are also different. I'm telling the first man you do not know in this Bermuda. Second man I'm telling you is Govin.
Govin.
So you see, so let us not just believe. So we need to have this, and see, the matter is taking more political shape than legal shape, and such kind of stories are going to be spinned once there is an international conspiracy.
MOS PMO has today said that all fugitive economic offenders and also Mehul Choksi, he has not named him, but he said everyone who's left the country will be brought back.
I wish them good luck. And let me tell you, my client, they have not named, because my client is not fugitive, because there is a stay from Mumbai High Court on that. So my client, quote unquote, is not fugitive. So please stop calling him that.
I haven't called him that. The government is calling him that. Secondly, now finally, Mr. Aggarwal, as far as today's case goes, right? Now, if that case does not go in your client's favor, what next?
Today is a routine date. I don't know, mountains, some channels are making mountains out of molehill. It is a routine date. Because he is in hospital, it's a routine date. Nothing constructive is going to happen today. That is my understanding. It's a routine date, because the judge, like in India, you produce an accused after every 14 days, which in Hindi you call it rehanumai, and in English you call it extension of JC remand. So it is that kind of a date as per Dominican law. So today nothing is going to happen.
Okay.
Now we are keeping our fingers crossed for our bail hearing, which is listed on 8th.
Let's see where the story goes, Mr. Aggarwal. It's a very interesting story. And one last question. You saw the update with Vijay Mallya, right? A few days back, that SBI and the consortium of banks were allowed to sell his assets valued at over 5,500 crore rupees. Now, in the case of your client, is he willing to pay the money back?
There are many more assets attached, so they should sell it. See, I told earlier also, Niranjan, the problem is the coordination between various agencies. Much more than 5,000 crores of Mr. Mehul Choksi's properties, jewelries, stocks, office, equipment, everything is attached. Now the problem is that various agencies, Enforcement Directorate, CBI, Income Tax, Serious Fraud Investigation Office, are all fighting for the bigger share of the cake. So though the money belongs to the, and of course the banks also. So the money belongs to the bank, there is no, I'm not running away from the fact that this money belongs to the bank. It was bought with the bank's money. Bank has a first charge. So if the money is sold and paid to the banks, I'm game for it. So that can be done. But that process will take years and years. First of all these agencies have to decide among themselves. I am personally privy to this. In Nirav Modi's case, some paintings were to be sold. Then various agencies kept on fighting in the court.
Okay, let's see where the story goes, Mr. Aggarwal. Thank you for speaking to Republic TV. Thank you. We'll speak again.
Thank you. Thank you.